imagine what my life would have been like without Fairy Tail. If it weren't for you and the others, I probably wouldn't be here today. I hope you know how important you all are to me. I care for you so much. That's why I'm willing to make the ultimate sacrifice. If it means my loved ones will be spared, I'll gladly give my life. So that you may live.
Fairy Tail, one of the most popular manga to exist, and as of now is actively making a resurgence. But what has made Fairy Tail so popular? Could it be the energetic characters and the variety in them? Or could it be the art composition? Not everyone's sure on what keeps the fanbase coming back, but I can tell you with certainty that it is both. So join me as we cover two of the most popular arcs in this video. Tower of Heaven. Alright, so we're going to get this out of the way because there's context you're going to need for later in the video. After an unimportant arc, I mean mini arc, Loki is revealed to be a celestial spirit and almost died because he was banished from the celestial realm for getting his former owner killed because his former owner abused her spirits. God, this is Lucy managed to get Loki back to the celestial realm, and we're now here. So guess what? Casino, gambling, fun, a dangerous cultist wanting to revive an ancient wizard. Wait, what? Nope, that's what the script says. Guess that's what we're doing this episode. Despite the fun world of Fairy Tail, one thing rings true in some places, where the love of family seemingly cannot reach. And for those people's little world, freedom does not exist. It's a great breakthrough for us, the audience, to see a world like this. Death is still here, wars are still fought, and people hate other people. And that's exactly the type of world Erza was cast into at a young age. To think of someone as powerful as Erza being weak as ever in any situation is one I cannot imagine. And that one idea is a big play on her character. This is not an arc for Lucy or Natsu or Gray. Their characters have all been built up to this point. But now, Erza is still a mystery character for the most part. We understand the others and why they believe in the idea of family, what it exactly means to them. But Erza, despite being the tritagonist, we don't exactly know her. Something I stated in my last video was to build each and every character up, and here Mashima clearly wants us to not be able to live without them. While in the casino, the gang and Juvia are ambushed. People are trapped in cards, and Erza is taken hostage by these people who are connected to her through her past. And this is where we get some context. Erza betrayed a man known as Jellal, and a small detail I love and couldn't get enough of is Erza's fear. Have we ever seen Erza scared? No. In fact, she's the next to the last character we think has any fear. But the way her fear is used, she doesn't want to go back to this mysterious Tower of Heaven. She wants to equip her armor because she's scared. But most importantly, when her allies come to help, she's terrified for them. Despite everything we've seen from this unstoppable force, she's terrified of this tower due to her past. A past which ruined her life, but also is the reason for her finding a family in Fairy Tail. This arc within a single chapter hooked me, but to build upon that with this distressing, exciting arc was simply perfect to have. And family, if you watch the first video, is a massive part of Fairy Tail. And in fact, this is the central idea throughout the series. Gray met someone from his past after his family was taken and he had joined Fairy Tail. The guild was attacked because of Lucy's father from her past, who paid for the attack to happen, and the entire experience showed her who her family is. Natsu went out looking for his father, the Fire King Igneel, and found Fairy Tail through that experience. And that entire experience showed them all who their family is. Not those who are bound by blood, but those who will go out of their way to defend you. And here, Erza is faced by her family from her past. And perhaps it's this family, or at least one member of it, that is forcing her into a state of fear, paralyzing Erza, the Fairy Queen. I like that. Since Erza is the central focus of this arc, she is the, well, somewhat damsel, and also not really. Anyway, after a few minutes, a man by the name of Simon reveals that he is there not to revive the ancient wizard known as Zera, however, to stop Jellal and thwart his plans right at the end. Why not report any of this to the Magic Council? I have no idea. Why not seek the strongest guilds and beg for help? Even ask Fairy Tail at an earlier date. No idea. Why did Mashima not make it believable enough for Jellal to get this far and not even this council, characters who apparently run the magic system of Fiore, know about it? Huh? It makes no sense in my opinion, but now the council knows. Anyway, Simon gathers everyone he can because they will fight Jellal and 3 members of this Dark Guild with this 3-on-7 because Jellal is more of a final boss character. And with these rules set, Jellal makes an announcement. He reveals his 3 henchmen, and if the gates of heaven open or Erza gets sacrificed to bring back Zeref, Jellal wins. But if they stop Jellal, they win. However, there is a very real possibility that no one wins. But how does Jellal know that? How does he know about the satellite that the council is about to use? And why does he know of its use? This specifically was declared to be used earlier by the council. So why did Jellal attain this knowledge? And how did he attain this knowledge? But fortunately for me, this means this battle is timed as well. After running into these 3 henchmen, they start to have a manly squabble.
And while not the most entertaining thing on the planet, what I can say is that it had some sort of value. I do wildly enjoy the idea of countering. It's something that always makes anything interesting. And the possibilities, while not endless, you can do a lot with. You can handicap the hero, handicap the villain, don't know why you would do that. And honestly, while I have never really fallen in love with a lot of these battles that do it, there is something at least to enjoy or find interesting or fun about it.
And now it's time to fight Jellal and end everything. But now the council is panicking, because while initially no one wants to fire the square satellite, when they hear Sieg's reason for firing, their tones quickly change. Because Jellal is trying to revive the Black Wizard, Zeref. And now the tables have turned from a possibility of firing to an almost definitive firing. Most members want to fire the square satellite, but one, just one, Yajima holds off from firing because it will possibly kill thousands. This is now a battle of morality. The morality to take a few lives to stop a great evil, or to let that evil live, to spare the lives of the innocent. I love anything morality based, and this is no different. The entire council is willing to put their identities on the line to stop Zeref from being brought back, and even to take a few lives as well as to stop Zeref. I don't necessarily like all these arcs, but when they focus on several, I can get a full picture of the story world, it makes the experience all the better for me. But Sieg's decision has been made, or rather, a better way of saying it, Jellal has decided that Therion should fall. They now only have 10 minutes. And with all the storytelling, let's get to the main attraction of this arc. Erza versus Jellal. With the fight beginning, Simon makes a note, and Natsu needs to help Erza because of it. Erza isn't necessarily trying to kill Jellal, she's trying to save him, and Simon knows that Jellal will use that to his advantage. During the fight itself, we get a decent action, along with these character moments, that make the audience pay attention. I love the use of each panel, being half a fight and half talking, but Jellal is rather quickly subdued by Erza, and something interesting is said. Jellal doesn't seek heaven because it doesn't exist. It's something I caught on my first read through. He can't find heaven, therefore freedom is a lie. That statement pairs well with what he said about Zeref. How Zeref took over his body. He lacks freedom because of Zeref. He's locked himself into this project for 8 years because of Zeref. Because Zeref was on his shoulder, telling Jellal to revive him. And he took the freedoms of several people. Jellal is someone who had everything taken from him. Family, friends, sanity, time. He's truly a man without purpose outside of building this tower. He truly doesn't have freedom. He recognizes that. Hell, he infiltrated the council to power it. This is his purpose. Erza realizes that she can't do anything here. Therion is about to fall, and Jellal will die with her. And what can be done now other than the two embracing each other and preparing for death? But death doesn't come just yet. The Tower of Heaven was actually a giant lacrima, and it sucked up all 270 million Ada of magic and is now operational. But with the council fallen and the tower operational due to their recklessness, Jellal begins the ritual. He sacrifices Erza to the tower to bring back the Black Wizard, Zeref.
O great and powerful Zeref, I call upon you to offer you...
Erza's an important part of our fairy tale family. I won't let you touch her.
But knowing how fairy tale wizards are, Natsu won't let Jellal take her. And even more important to Natsu, Jellal made her cry, and seeing his friend in pain sends him over the edge. Erza's past is full of pain. Her pain from being held captive, her pain from those of her former family dying, her pain from the betrayal of Jellal. No matter where she was bound to go, her life would be drowned in pain. Pain from what exactly? Pain from everything. So that pain is something Gray doesn't want her to experience again. That pain is something her guild doesn't want her to experience again. But right now, that pain is something Natsu doesn't want her to experience again, because he doesn't want to see Erza cry again. Natsu casts hell on Jellal. Jellal made Erza cry, so he's going to make him pay. That is what I love about this character. He inspires the ideals of the audience. Mashima takes these simple concepts we can understand, and that's the reason for Natsu's character. That's why he works in prior arc, and especially here. It doesn't matter if it's a betrayal he's experienced or not, a death he feels close to or not, if one of his friends are close to that, or they are the victim of that circumstance. He will fight until the end, until he's dead. Oh, and good luck on killing him. However, luck might be on Jellal's side, at least with killing Natsu. Jellal might be down, but so will the tower go with them. And if the tower falls, so will all inside. So Erza tries to save Natsu, but she seems to be out of time. There is no way for her to get both of them out alive. It's either her or it's Natsu. So she chooses to save Natsu. Pretty soon, Aetherion will go out of control and destroy the tower in a huge explosion. But if I can fuse with the Aetherion, maybe I'll be able to absorb the energy. Don't worry, I'll figure some way out to stop it. If it weren't for Fairy Tail, I wouldn't have been able to go on. I can't even imagine life without my friends. To me, you guys are as important as the whole world. If it's possible for me to save you, then without a moment's hesitation, I'd trade this body to see you all live. Natsu, take care of everyone for me, but remember that I will always be by your side. Chapter 100 is one of my favorite chapters in Fairy Tail. While the series is overrated in some ways, and are godlike in others, this doesn't go out of its way to be flashy or have action, but Mashima takes everything these characters have been through in this arc and embodies it all within one chapter. This is one of those chapters where it's only about the characters. It's only about their mindsets. And here, it's about Erza and what she left behind. Erza sees a future without her in it. It's nothing like the future she wanted for the guild. She fought so everyone could smile, but all there is sadness. While she was fighting for a noble cause, she failed to consider the idea of everyone after her loss. There is sadness, there is despair, there's anger, but most of all, there's the idea of family and what people would do for theirs. Erza left it all behind to save everything else. But Natsu would never let her do that, because he wants everyone in the guild to laugh, drink, and be a family. One should not die for their family, but rather should live for them. And thus concludes the third major arc in Fairy Tail. Amongst the action and the comedy, there is a story of one's family, and what a family is at the end of the day, what one will do for that family. And of course, you hear it so often in Fairy Tail that the word family means absolutely nothing at this point, but anyway.
My name is Talon Talks. Thank you for watching if you've gotten this far. Until the next video, see ya.